This is our fifth and final lesson this week, week 20, grade 10s, and so today we're going to be looking at the second lesson in our two-part series on joints. Today we're going to look at the structure of a joint. Yesterday we looked at the different kinds of joints and we discovered that there is something called a synovial joint, which is a freely movable joint. Well, we're going to look at the structure of the synovial joint today. You have about 70 synovial joints in your body. These are the joints that allow free movement. And so we find that wherever big movement is needed, you're going to find synovial joints. Now, we looked at two examples of synovial joints. In particular, we looked at the ball and socket joint, and we looked at the hinge joint. Now, the example that we're going to investigate today is a hinge joint. This is what a typical synovial and, as I just mentioned, hinge joint looks like. We need to remember that we have two bones that are going to be involved with this joint. Let's imagine that we're looking at the elbow joint. And so this bone would be the humerus, and this bone here would be the ulna of your lower arm. Now, the bones at the heads of the bone, remember, are covered with hyaline cartilage. This is because the hyaline cartilage, which is slippery and shiny, doesn't wear out as quickly as bone does, and so it prevents any friction from occurring at the joint, and it allows the joint to move smoothly and efficiently. The joint area itself is totally encased in a synovial membrane, which is a rather tough membrane surrounding the whole joint area. And the synovial membrane secretes a fluid into the cavity that surrounds the two bones, and this is called synovial fluid. And the fluid acts as a lubricant. It acts as a liquid which also is going to prevent any friction from occurring. It keeps the fluidity of the joint. It helps the joint to stay together and to move together in a very smooth, efficient manner. The entire joint is held together by in a synovial capsule, which is nice and firm. And then, of course, the two bones on the outside would be held together with ligaments. Today's homework is a little different. Your lesson today was a little shorter because the structure of the joint was rather simple and straightforward. So I'm giving you homework that is possibly going to take you a little longer to do. And you have your cell phone in your hand, you can connect to the internet, so you should be able to find out this information rather quickly. I want you to find out what these two conditions or disorders are. They are problems arising in the joint area of the human skeleton. Arthritis and gout. What are these two disorders of the skeleton that are located in the joint areas?